What's up, everybody? Let me light my coffin nail here. I love smoking. Anyway, so the money problem with me and my ex when we were together. Let me do a little bit of math for you, and I'll show you exactly what they were doing to mess up money flow. Here's an example. When she worked at Jose Bank, she only made like $12 an hour. Maybe work 36 to 40 hours a week. Maybe. Okay? So what's that? Let's see. $10 an hour at 40 hours would be what? $400 a week? Right? Okay. So, you're looking at a little bit under, what, 500? Yeah, it should be around 480, right? Okay. Now, me doing a side job, not for a store, just side work. Average job, anywhere from $800 to, actually no, it's like $1,500 to about $4,500. One job. Not a repair, not something simple, an actual job. A whole room, tear out, put back, all that stuff. Decent size, medium. Not large, like a whole football field size room or half a football field size room, which to me, half a football field size room is medium. But anyway, so we'll go with the middle of that, about $2,000. I know that's under middle, but we'll go with that. That's one day. So I can make more one day than working for an establishment like Jose Bank or, Subway or anything like that. So that's what they were doing. Because customers would call about jobs, and if, she was working and whatnot, I couldn't schedule it to go look at. Most of the time, I couldn't schedule it in the evening because she worked until late. I couldn't schedule it in the morning because most people work during the morning. Most. I'd get a couple. But I would get at least 4 to about 10 jobs, to actually do a week. Now, the calls and stuff I got was way more than that. But that's what I could handle by myself, depending on the sizes. So, that's basically, on average, around 2,000 a day. Around. So, times 3 days. My drill fell over. Would be about $6,000 a week. Times 4 would be 2,400 or 24,000. That's before taxes are taken out, all that. Okay. Now, mind you, hers was about like I said, 480, and that's at a high before taxes. So after taxes, she was making probably a little under 3. Yeah, you're looking at $1,200 a month as opposed to 24,000. That's what they were blocking. When I would go do maintenance, uh, normally I would get paid for doing that kind of stuff like $200 a store. But my mom's main boss was real cheap, and to make her look better, I went way lower than the other maintenance guy. Started doing it for $50 a store, which that pissed me off. Yeah. I'm dealing with high voltage. I'm dealing with a lot of dangerous shit. And they would have a list for $50 for the whole store. But I did it, give my mom a good name, help her boss get some money back. I did that for a few months, and then I was told I could raise it. So I raised it to 100 a store, and that's where I left it. And I told my mom that if she came to get me, make sure there's 3 stores. That way I make 300 a day. It's my minimal. I would always like to make 250 a day was my minimal. So even with that, I'm making 1,500 to 2,500 a week. So that's a hell of a lot better than 1,200 a month. Tax time comes around. She thinks she hit it big because she got a little over 10 grand, which she could have got more than that if she would have done the tax breaks and stuff that I told her to do throughout the year. She didn't do that. I would get screamed at by my mother, and sometimes her, that theirs was a solid job and it always had a paycheck. So did mine. You got work for it. But we used Facebook, things like that, and brought work in. Tiff's job was to basically talk to people and, line up jobs. That's all she really had to do. Sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. I didn't get on her if she didn't. Maybe I should have. But I just told her that, if we're both working at it, we're going to get more jobs. If only one of us is working at it and it's only me, it's going to be harder because I have to do the work and I have to be on the internet the whole time. And I'm just not like that, I'm not going to be on Facebook while I'm laying floors. It's just not happening. I might post pictures, things like that, but that's just here and there, and then I'm done. I'm back to work. Every time she would want me to sit it down, it was because she had a lot of money stored up. She thought she was good and was going to kick me out. That's when we lived in Cedar Hill. I didn't know that she was planning that until after the things unfolded. And then I would step back and look at everything, and see how it snowballed up to that. What she used against me was the fact that I would never trade money for my family. There was something going on with the kids or her that was serious. I mean, serious, that she really needed me for. I didn't care if it jeopardized my job. I didn't care. I wouldn't care if the job I was going to was like 10 grand. I wouldn't go. And she knew it. Because to me, my family was worth way more than that money. So if there was something dire going on that they needed their dad for, I was there. Um, I was working a lot of late nights for a while until I got enough money to pay for the wedding. And then I told my uncle to stop pulling on all that extra stuff, and I meant it. He got smart. He started pulling on big jobs instead of a whole bunch of medium jobs. Right. Which kind of worked out to be the same, but I was able to get them done faster because I'm not bouncing to 50 other places. I'm only at one, maybe two, and they were close together. They weren't all spread apart like the other ones were. The other ones, we were driving all over the dang place. But anyway, I'd come home one night late, and she was upset. And of course, I'm going to go to her and try to figure out what I can do. And she tries to cry, which she had tears and all that. But I know she can fake cry. Tears and all. And that's exactly what she was doing. Same thing she did at Walmart to try and get me to go out with her. Things you learn over 10 plus years being with somebody. Things you start to realize. Yeah. This is also the reason why she wanted me alienated from my family and my friends. That way she could mess with me. Take all the money she wanted. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to say anything. She didn't even want Vern around after Vern started, telling me things that he was seeing. Oh, yeah. She even tried to make friends with Crystal, which was Vern's fiance. Ended up getting them broke up. And Crystal tried to kick Vern out, but because he was on the lease and he was the one that paid the rent, cops wouldn't kick him out. And because he wasn't being violent or nothing like that. And it's the same thing Tiff was trying with me. Anytime she just wanted me to go. I mean, I could come home and have a cop waiting for me. And I'm like, what's going on? Don't let him lie to you. He's been violent all night. He's just coming back from his rampage. Nope. You can call John Corio right now. I just left him not even a half an hour ago. Well, where's he at? Joppatown. Oh, a half an hour ago? Yeah. Boy, you're lucky you didn't get caught on night. Well, if I don't hurry home, that one will assault me. And I was already the type of man to get paid, come straight home. I might stop at a store and get something to drink, or ask her if she needs anything before I come home, but normally that's the only stop. Or maybe someplace to get something to eat, because I haven't ate all day. Maybe. Depending on the bills and, what we had to do. If I hadn't ate all day and I got paid and I was hungry, but we had a whole bunch of stuff to pay, I just went home. So, I was called a no good piece of shit because I was working 100 to 120 plus hours a week. Normally, 119 to 120 was our normal. Yeah. That's why I used to laugh about Sunday being my only day off, because it was getting off at 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday ain't really a day off. Right. Yeah, when you started at 6 in the morning on Saturday. Right. See what I'm saying? And I wouldn't even go home and sleep. I'd go home and give her a break. Let her take the van out by herself without the kids, even though she would never take these kids anywhere with that van. Nope. That thing sat there. The only time she took it out was when she was getting her wedding dress, and she blew it up 3 times. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. But yeah, this is the crazy stuff I put up with. Yeah, this is the girl I was trying not to have to deal with a whole bunch of breaking up and all that, but sometimes breaking up from her and letting her do what she wanted to do, so to speak, even though she would call me up as soon as everything was done.